President Biden has welcomed Kenya's president to the White House for a three-day state visit. William Ruto is the first leader of an African country to receive the honor of a state visit since 2008. The two leaders will hold formal talks, of course, and conduct a joint news conference tomorrow before tomorrow evening's state dinner. Back in 2022, Biden promised to visit Africa, but other priorities and obligations have since gotten in the way, including the Israel-Hamas war and an ongoing, long-fought legislative battle to renew funding for Ukraine. Weijia Jiang joins us now from the White House. Weijia, why is this particular state visit prominent and important on the president's schedule?
Well, Major, the president literally rolled out the red carpet for the president of Kenya for a variety of reasons. One, as you mentioned, he was supposed to go to Africa last year. It was a promise and a promise broken. And he really wants to show that the U.S. values relationships with the country there, not only for its own purposes, which, of course, the president talked about, partnerships with regard to climate change and technology. In fact, they met with tech executives. But, Major, every time we are talking about this president's foreign policy, you can't not talk about China. And in recent years, especially, Beijing has invested tens of billions of dollars into Africa to try to bolster that relationship. And the U.S. recognizes that. And so because this is another level of competition with China that has very clear aspirations on the world stage, it is important for the U.S. to try to match at least this courtship, which is why we are seeing this three-day visit from the president of Kenya.
Speaking of aspirations today, Norway, Ireland, and Spain formally recognized a Palestinian state. I say aspiration because it is an aspirational entity. A Palestinian state does not yet exist. How did the Biden administration respond?
Well, the administration, including the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, says that it is up to every country to make this decision. But certainly in a statement, the president expressed dismay without doing so explicitly, saying that he believes that a Palestinian state should be realized through direct negotiations between the parties and not through unilateral recognition. And that is because the U.S. has really been trying to broker a broader peace deal, not only between Israel and Palestine, but to try to normalize relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel. And there's a big question about what happens when more and more countries, especially allies of the U.S., continue to recognize Palestine as a state. And Jake Sullivan acknowledged today that the U.S. has concerns, he said, that Israel seems to be becoming more and more isolated, and that the administration has expressed to the Israeli government that that is worrisome when it comes to its ultimate security in the future. Major.
Weijia Jiang at the White House. Thank you very much.